Aquaculture is a party dice game where you play as competing farmers and fishermen harvesting oysters and clams. The theme of the game has a real charm and character to it. I wanted to create something that would represent a slice of the eastern shore of Virginia's rich history where I live. We're surrounded by the ocean with barrier islands on one side and the Chesapeake Bay on the other side. And since the 1600s, breeding and harvesting shellfish, known as aquaculture, has been part of the economic and cultural backbone here. When I first moved here, I was invited over to an oyster roasting party. So it's a fun experience when you're playing the game to feel like you're stuffing your nets full of oysters and clams, collecting the pearls and the meat, trying to stay in competition with the other farmers, but not really knowing sure how much they've been harvesting. It helps build a connection, I think, to the place where I live. In aquaculture, each player has their own set of 8 dice, which they roll and re-roll to try to collect more pearls or clams than their competition by the end of 3 sets of rounds. The game features simultaneous play, which means you're playing side by side in the same round without having to take turns. At every step, players choose how much to risk as they scramble to re-roll enough dice matches within the 60-second rounds. The basic re-rolling game is easy to catch, but it's the interactive risks that you take throughout that make each game exciting and filled with laughs around the table. The Aquaculture dice game comes in 3 varieties: the Pearl Pack, which allows for up to 8 players at once, the Clam Collection, which allows for up to 6 players, and the Mollusk Bag, which is designed for simple 1 or 2 player games. For big events, you can even combine a Pearl Pack with a Clam Collection for up to 14 players. These are handcrafted games that we put together with care, and we hope they help you connect with your families, your friends, and your history. And the game may be able to serve another important purpose, too. There's a passage in the Bible, in Luke chapter 5, where Jesus calls Simon Peter to cast his nets, even though they've had a long night of hard work catching nothing. And when they do what Jesus says, they pull up so many fish that their nets began to tear. Jesus loves to use fishing and harvesting images like this to show off his power to change lives, to call us to his mission for those around us. And if you're a Christian family, you can use this game as an opportunity to teach your kids about what that means in a more vivid way that might help them catch that feeling that Simon Peter had.